It's about time something like this happened. Why Ridley isn't playable in Smash Bros. Finally, Sakurai himself has explained why Ridley is not playable in Smash Bros. For Wii U, and basically why he's never been playable and never will be playable. And you're going to ask, oh, really? He actually said? Not that he hasn't said before, but you Ridley fanboys out there are just refusing to listen to the one, the only, the main fucking reason. You always say, give us another reason besides that. But you're too stupid to realize that is the fucking reason. You just don't want to hear it. So, Mr. Sakurai himself, let's get into this. He says, I definitely know that Ridley's a much anticipated name for fans, but if we made Ridley as a fighter, it wouldn't be Ridley any longer. Oh, gosh, where did I hear that? Where did I hear that? Wait a minute, I fucking said that, didn't I? Oh, but people bitched at me and they didn't believe me. No, there's other people out there who have a fucking brain who have told you. It's his size, his size, his size, his fucking size. If you shrink him, he'd be a baby dragon, not fucking Ridley. So anyway, let's get back on topic. Sakurai told IGN in an email interview, it'd have to be shrunk down, or its wings reduced in size, or be unable to fly around freely. Providing accurate portrayals of characters is something I want to pay ample attention to, he continued. If I don't stick to that thought, then we'd have to lower the quality or break the balance of the game. Something that goes way off spec could break the entire game. So, there you go. Sakurai instead opted to include Ridley as a stage boss for Pyrosphere, a new arena debut in Smash Bros. Wii U, which is from Other M. Instead of going through a lot of very convoluted hocus-pocus to make Ridley a fighter, I figured it'd be better to keep Ridley as it currently is, the correct way. That's right, the correct way, meaning there is one way to have him. And have it feel like a truly threatening presence, which Ridley is supposed to feel like a threat. Sakurai explained there are other icons too, like Metal Face and Yellow Devil, which help effectively portray each of their world settings. They go a long way toward deepening the game world, and I think it's been fun to experiment with. So there you have it. Sakurai himself says he's too big. Shrinking him down doesn't work. So you can quit whining and complaining about it and saying that's not a reason. Sakurai himself has fucking told you. So get it through your skulls. He is never, ever, ever, as Chris Jericho would say, going to be in the game as a playable character. Not in the past, not now, not in the future. And it's not a surprise, because years ago he said in an interview when asked, will Ridley ever be playable? He said, ha 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 ha, that would be pretty impossible. And to the people who are bitching and complaining and still want to, whine about this, it's Sakurai's game. Don't like it, don't buy it. It's his game. What he says goes. End of discussion. Period. Exclamation point, exclamation point, excla-fucking-mation point. There is no more argument. It's over. Game over. Barrel. That was a horrible attempt at the Pac-Man noise, but that was my game over noise from Pac-Man. I love this. And right in time for Smash Bros. Coming out, too, like, seriously. And then there's the whole argument people have about, like, oh, what about Bowser, man? You adjust him, blah, blah, blah. Every freaking game Bowser's in, he's a different size. In the original Super Mario Bros., he was, what, twice as big as Mario? In Mario 64, maybe 3 to 4 times as big as Mario. In Galaxy, he was a fucking planet at one point, pretty much as big as one anyway. So he can eat mushrooms and items and cat suits and change and, alter his appearance over and over again. Bowser is limitless. He's changeable. He still works in comparison to Mario's size. You shrink Ridley down, his proportions are all weird. He's got a really skinny neck. He'd be tall as skinnier than Luigi, taller than, Samus, and his wings would be all weird. He'd look like a deformed bat, okay? It's just that fucking simple. Not Samus. Ridley is meant to be an imposing, threatening dragon. that's supposed to be able to grab Samus in one hand. Not a itty bitty cutie wooty little dragon. That sounded funny, cutie wooty. So my point stands, as I've always said, that Ridley is too big. Sakurai himself says he's too big. And then there's other people who say, like, what about Charizard? Charizard's only, like, according to the Pokedex, 4 feet tall, which is actually pretty surprising. So that would actually make Ash, what, 2 feet tall or something? Because he's always riding him around. I don't know. But the point is that some characters are scalable, and some just aren't. Now, don't get me wrong. I'd love to have more Metroid represented in Smash Bros. I like Metroid, but not Ridley. There's the Prime Hunters from the Prime Hunters game, or there's Hunters from Metroid Prime Hunters on the DS. There's Hunters from Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Hell, you could even play as a space pirate. I'd be fine with that. Those guys are all within the scalable size. They really wouldn't need to be tweaked much. Except for, what's the one Hunter from Prime 3 that was pretty big? Rundus? I don't remember. And then there's people who say, what about, Olimar? He's so tiny, and they scaled him up. It's like, Olimar, I mean, I read a good comment where people were like, is he really tiny, or does he just fly to a planet where everything's fucking huge? Which is a good point. But, even so, with Olimar, you think about it this way. When you're playing Pikmin, everything, the environment around you is big. Even a leaf is big compared to Pikmin, or to Olimar. So when you're playing as Olimar in Smash Bros., the environment is somewhat scaled to that. Where the background things are huge compared to him. So, again, it fits. But shrinking Ridley simply, not now, not in the past, not ever, will work. Because then, as I have said, it is not Ridley, it is a baby dragon. Baby Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! That was a card Joey always used to use. Anyway. I get such a laugh out of this. And people who were complaining about DLC, like, oh, he's Sakurai's trolling, he's gonna do DLC, blah, 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 before and everything, and people just need to learn to frickin' accept the fact that it is just that way. Sakurai says no, it's no. Game over. Also, I wanted to talk about DLC a little bit with Smash Bros. Because apparently Sakurai also said, which unfortunately I don't have the webpage open right here, but he said that Nintendo is not currently working on any DLC for Smash Bros. Any paid DLC for Smash Bros. Mewtwo is the only DLC. And he also goes over the fact that they don't want to make paid DLC because they don't want people to feel like they didn't get the full game, or that that the game had dislocked content. Like all the third parties, how you have to buy a game for $60 or $70 here in Canada or whatever, and then you have to pay an extra $35 to get the rest of your game unlocked. He doesn't want people to feel that way, which is commendable. Good on you, Sakurai. Now, that being said, I do want fucking Wolf O'Donnell as DLC. That's the only thing I want added to Smash Bros., to be honest. But, yeah, he said no plans for any paid DLC. Mewtwo's gonna be it, pretty much. That's not to say they couldn't do free DLC, technically. But... or even stage DLC could be okay, I guess. And he goes into details about how it takes a tremendous amount of time and effort and work and blood and sweat and tears and everything into making just one character. Like, even to make one, it would probably take them 6 months to just create it, texture him, make his moves, balance them, so forth, so on. It takes a lot of fucking time. So do not expect, while it is not impossible that Smash Bros. Will get DLC, do not expect it for a very long time to never, because he himself says Nintendo is not planning on doing it. Now, some people are complaining, and another thing is he talked a bit about how, and it still seems to be kind of cemented, or written in stone, I should say, that the only way you can get Mewtwo will indeed be if you have both the Wii U and the 3DS version. I am already going to have both. I already have the 3DS version. I'll be getting the Wii U version tomorrow at midnight. Well, 10 p.m. actually. So my point is, I'm fine. Most pure, true, hardcore Smash Bros. Fans were already going to have both versions anyway. Do I think it's fair that there's not a paid version of him only on the Wii U version, or only on the 3DS version if you only have one? To be honest, I don't fucking care. I can see the people's complaint. I can kind of sympathize with that, but at the same time, I'm fine with it. If I only had planned to buy the Wii U version, I'd be like, okay, I don't get Mewtwo, fine. I didn't even want him back in the damn game in the first place. So, it doesn't bother me at all. Um, so yeah, that's it. I wanted to go over Ridley not playable, never will be, and I wanted to go over that little bit of no plans for DLC, which unfortunately annoys me just because that means no Wolf O'Donnell. Oh, that's seriously, when I do finally do my review of Smash Bros. Wii U, which I don't know when it'll be. I never did a review for 3DS version, but I don't know if I need to. But maybe I'll do them together at some point, and I'll probably wait till like a month after Smash Bros. Wii U before I can really give a good opinion on it. Although I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to dock automatically at least 2 points, down to probably from a 10 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10, just because Wolf O'Donnell isn't in the game, to be brutally honest, because people really don't understand, like I've said, I'm a Star Fox fanboy. Star Wolf or Wolf O'Donnell is like my favorite character from Star Fox. So, and that's still something that Sakurai still hasn't talked about. He's talked about like Ice Climbers, what happened to them because of the 3DS, unable to handle them. He's talked about Ridley now, but he hasn't said anything as to why Wolf was cut. Wolf doesn't fit any of his qualifications for being cut, like how he said if a character is in a franchise that's not going anywhere, then they're probably going to be cut. Star Fox is coming back, so he doesn't fit that description. And Star Wolf has a fan base. There's people out there that also, like me, want Wolf back. So Sakurai has not yet said why Wolf was removed. But anyway, I don't need to babble on and on and on anymore. That's going to do it for this video. I'm Original Bloody. Stay tuned. More videos coming soon as always. And I'm pretty sure my next video now will be, 24 hours or so from now when I do the Super Smash Brothers Wii U and Pokemon Alpha Sapphire unboxing video, as well as I looked up online on walmart.ca, the Canadian version, and they say they have amiibos in stock, so hopefully I can snag the 2 that I want on my way to the midnight launch for Smash Bros. But anyway, I will see you all later, catch you later, blah 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 blah. Peace out.